think it's the first time hairdressers have been closed down.
Yeah, literally closed down.
I went to my mum and I said, right, who's the best hairdresser? Went in and I said, look, I've heard you're the best man for the job. I want you to teach me. And he did. And he's still a really good friend of mine.
Hi, I'm Nicole and welcome to The Big Chat. And I am super excited today to be talking to someone I've known for a very long time. Not that we look it. It's Leigh Roberts. Leigh Roberts. Leigh Roberts. I'm very excited about talking to you, Leigh. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I would like to introduce you as someone that I've just known for a very long time. We'll go into that later. Yeah. But obviously, for those who don't know, I should hope that everyone does know. Yeah. Leigh Roberts is, it's my favourite hair salon establishment in Tunbridge Wells and has been since, God, I think you've been doing my hair since I was 17. That's quite scary.
10 years, yeah.
10 years. I like that. But yeah, I mean, tell for people that are listening that don't know who you are, the man behind the salon, tell us a bit about Leigh Roberts and how it all started.
Leigh Roberts, the salon?
Yeah. Not you. We'll talk about that.
Leigh Roberts, the salon started... so I was working for Tony and Guy for a long time and decided it was time to do something different. I thought I knew a better way of doing it. And I had enough conviction to think, go for it. Yeah. Certain things happened at the right time. Certain premises presented themselves. Yeah. And it was a now or never moment. And we went for it. Yeah. I met a really great business partner called Karen, who's still my business partner, nearly 20 years later. Yeah. And we decided just go for it. Yeah. And never look back. And
20 years?
Yeah, well, it's nearly 20 years. We're in our 19th year now, Yeah, I know.
It's amazing because I remember being... So for those who know Tunbridge Wells, you're literally next to what used to be the old post office, aren't you? Like, if you can
we're
describe...
in Post Office Square, yeah.
Yeah, so and that, I mean, that's a beautiful building, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I can remember being in there with a few and a bottle of champagne.
That's right, yeah.
Before you opened, and you literally went in there and just... I mean, it was phenomenal.
It was the right space.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've been looking for a long time, and I think me being very fussy, as you know, perfectionist.
Really?
Although I've been looking for 2 or 3 years for the right premises, everything I was being shown just wasn't right for me. And I thought, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it properly. Yeah. I did have other options. It wasn't necessarily that, I desperately wanted to open the salon in Tunbridge Wells. But if the right premises came up, which it did, I had to go for it. Yeah. And when I saw that space, it excited me. It was interesting. Yeah. And I mean, it's a beautiful salon, It
is beautiful.
It's a good space.
It is.
You don't find spaces like that often.
Well, and it's your spec. You bought it, didn't you?
Bought it.
Yeah.
Bought it that day.
I mean, that's pretty...
I tell you the true story. I mean, I bought it. Well, we bought it. Yeah. My business partner, Karen and I. We bought the premises, had no idea how to open a business. And, I mean, we're going back only 20 years now, but you think, I mean, what would you do now? Google it. So didn't do that. I went to the bookshop that day and I bought a book, How to Start a Small Business. And I read it cover to cover, setting up business plans, everything, read it cover to cover, put the business plan in, and that was it.
That's amazing. Yeah. I did not know. I didn't know that. I thought you were just had the know-how.
No, I think I had the balls to do it.
You did, yeah.
And that was it. I think I had enough conviction. I'll always find a way. Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah, you're very...
You're either a doer or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And where did your career as, you're a colour technician, is that the technical term? I mean, what?
Colourist, yeah.
Colourist, is that what, is that, because, I mean, that's the thing. You don't cut, you colour. You have a team.
That's all I do, yeah.
Well, it's not all you do. I'm very glad that's all you do, because it's fabulous. But how did that all begin? You said about Tony and Guy. What was that the first?
How did I get into hairdressing?
Yeah, how did you get into hairdressing?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I get asked that a lot, you can imagine. And I think, honestly, when I look back, I was 15 years old. Yeah. What's a 15-year-old boy thinking about? Girls. And I guess that's it. I don't remember. Yeah. But I guess it was that. I probably fancied some girls and I thought, do you know what? I could work in there. And went for it.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, it wasn't this big, desire of mine.
To get into that industry, yeah.
But, I am one of those people, if I do something, I'll do it properly. I'll stick with it.
Yeah.
And I'll see it through. And I guess I just, I put myself in the right position. I met the right people and sort of planned my career.
Yeah.
I didn't just bumble on through it. I kind of planned it, and it's ended up where I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, getting into it, probably girls, to be honest. That's the truth,
And did you find that? So 20 years. I'm not going to divulge our ages too much, but no. But I mean, how long were you working for someone else then before you thought about doing it yourself?
Let me think. I mean, I set the salon up when what was I? 31? Mm-hmm. I think, I was 31.
Yeah.
Or 30, 31.
Yeah.
I started at 15.
Yeah.
So, I'd worked for other people for, 15 years.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. I remember when I decided this is what I want to do, I went to my mum and I said, right, who's the best hairdresser?
Did you?
Yeah. And she said, oh, there's this guy, Lionel Lanty. You need to go. Never heard of him. And I did. I tell you what, I put my suit on, suit and tie, 15-year-old. Yeah, seriously. Looked it up, found it, walked in. I said, no interview, and just walked in. I want to speak to Lionel. Okay, who are you? Oh, anyway, he took me up to the office, and he said to me, it's genuinely impressed. Because I just went in.
That's amazing.
I suited up,
I
put
love
the tie
that.
on, went in. I said, look, I've heard you're the best man for the job. I want you to teach me, and he did. And he's still a really good friend of mine. Oh. He's been a big, influence
it's a big
on my
name
career.
in Tunbridge Wells. Yeah,
absolutely. And when for that, at that age, when you go into, you coming out of school, fresh out of school, into a work environment, and you need that mentor. You need somebody that's going to guide you through not just the sort of the work, the apprenticeship, whatever. It's just through life itself a little bit. And I definitely like to sort of, to follow that lead. Yeah. And I do notice that. I will give people a chance, young people, and I will try and guide them a little bit. And I learned that from him. So he was a big influence on me. I think a few years later, I'd reached the point where I couldn't necessarily go any further there. And it was it just so happened it was the time that Tony and Guy opened up, and I just thought, well, they came asking, and I thought, it was the right move at that time, and I stayed with them for over 10 years.
I still remember the first time I got my hair done with you at Tony and Guy. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I remember you and
came back as
Simon. Well. Cheeky chappies working there. Yeah. And there was banter. There was definitely banter, but it was great, and actually that was the first time. Yeah, I did. That was literally after that. That was it. I was like, no one else is touching my hair. Yeah. And anytime anyone else has touched my hair, I've lived to tell the tale and had to come back. No, sorry, anyone that's out there that's heard that, but I've come back to you.
You've always come back.
Leigh. Yeah. I think I've only done it twice in about 20 years. Yeah. It's not bad.
Not bad.
I think once you're on holiday. Yeah. That was it. But so you did Tony and Guy, and then that was it.
Tony and Guy, nearly 10 years, or just over 10 years, I think. And then again, I reached the stage where I think for me, Tony and Guy, the company, it was great for me. It was really good. It was the right place to be at that time in my career.
Yeah.
I think the nature of that company changed.
Yeah.
To achieve the growth they've achieved, they had to change.
Yeah.
They had to change. And it became something wasn't so much me. It's not really the direction I wanted to go in. Yeah. Although I always very grateful for being there.
Yeah.
I learned a lot there. And it gave me opportunities. I mean, I nearly ended up in Paris, opening their Paris salon for them. But yeah, I don't know, the nature of the company changed, and I just thought, I think by that point I had enough conviction. I knew how I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And it is a slightly different way.
Yeah.
opportunity presented itself. So
was it opportunity that presented itself? So was it literally that place? Because I remember, I mean, obviously I remember, but not in detail. But did the place come up and you were like, right, I'm going to do, or was there something dry? Because we were talking.
No, I was kind of looking.
You were actively.
Well, yeah, kind of semi-seriously looking.
Yeah.
It was just, I needed something. I needed to see something that excited me, and I hadn't seen that. So I had options, I mean, there was still the opportunity of pursuing Paris. And I really thought about it. I mean, my idea was go over, live there for 20 years. Something. It was a good plan. It was a good business plan. I could have gone up to London, all of these things. But I don't know. Then the property presented itself.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to go for it. Like I said, you just have to go for it. And in fact, that property has been quite a cornerstone in the business because I see, especially at the moment, I mean, what a good position it puts us in. I see a lot of salons at the moment who were not working. They're still paying rent. Stuff. I mean, we don't have those problems.
No,
I mean,
it's yours.
Well placed. I mean, it's taken nearly 20 years to get to that position, but it puts us in really good shape. I see salons at the moment on high rents. I mean, high rates when they come back, and they're going to suffer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, some have gone during lockdown already. A couple have gone. There'll be more, and I think. Going back to finding the property, that was important. The fact that this was something that was freehold for sale. It was a big deal
at the time to buy somewhere, but
But like I said, if you've got a lot of conviction in what you do, then I mean, what a great opportunity that was. And I've certainly never looked back. I mean, you've got a great asset sitting there.
Yeah.
Great asset.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, sometimes things just present themselves.
Yeah. But it's also that having a plan. You've got
to have a plan, but it's got to be flexible.
It's got to be flexible. But you've also always been, because I know, many conversations we've had over the years, and I've had lots of ideas, and I've talked to you about lots of ideas. You always have good planning. And I do believe that you set yourself goals. Yeah. It's really important to have direction. Yeah. If you don't have any direction, it's well, it might go this way and it might go that way. You can't be flaky. You've got to be committed, which you are totally.
I always have a solid plan.
Yeah.
That never changes. I mean, I've got solid plans going forward. Yeah. I think it's nice to know where you are in your career, not just in your career, in your life in general. I mean, my career is a big part of my life. Not that I want to be defined by my career. No. I mean, you know me out of work. There's two different people almost.
There are, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, solid planning in your career, in your life. Yeah, I mean, it gives you something to drive you forward,
Totally.
And I see so many people that don't plan. Not good.
No, not good. And talking about that, having flexibility though as well. Talk to me about lockdown. What happened?
Loved it.
Okay. I mean, for those who might not have loved it as much, I mean, look, when it first happened, were you're such a...
Time off.
Yeah. I mean, was there any of that? Oh God. Because it's salons.
I think the first time around, so we're going back nearly a year now.
Nearly a year, yeah.
It was a surprise for everyone.
Of course.
No one's done that before.
No.
We've
not
certainly not lived in that. It was a surprise. I think initially we all thought it was going to be a very short, a matter of weeks maybe, and then quite quickly we realised, hang on, this is going to be a matter of months. But I mean, I went home. I live in a beautiful place. It was glorious sunshine. I spent time with my family. Yeah. Which is hard. Yes. When you've got a career and a business, balancing those two things is hard. Suddenly I was having all this time, spending time, like I said, I live in a beautiful place and the weather was amazing. Spending time with my son and my wife, lovely. Yeah. So I did. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
From a business point of view, very different.
Yeah.
I mean, we are lucky. Our business is robust. We're in a good place.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only talk for my own business, and lockdown wasn't that bad. You know?
Yeah.
We're lucky. We've got plenty in the tank.
Yeah.
And I mean, God, how long did it go on for, first lockdown?
Oh my God. I mean,
4 months?
Yeah, it was 4 months.
months.
It was about 4
Something
months,
like
wasn't it?
that.
Because then we suddenly sort of raised our head again about September, because I came into the salon then, and it was wearing masks. That was weird.
That's right.
Wasn't it?
But then, I mean, we came during lockdown. We expanded. We took 2 new people on during
Did
lockdown. You know,
Yeah.
you don't sit still.
No.
I mean, I knew damn well when we came back, there's going to be a lot of work to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? It's not like the work goes away. You're just funneling it into a much shorter period of time.
Totally.
And I mean, we're lucky. We generally have quite a lot of people that want to come and work for us, but
Yeah.
we don't really need them.
Yeah.
But during lockdown, we took a couple on, and it was great. We came back. That was exciting. It was busy.
Yeah.
When we came back. Wow.
Yes, you were really busy.
Insane.
And you look great in a mask.
Yeah.
You look fabulous in a mask. I mean, I did drink more coffee than normal just so I could take my mask off.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I
that
mean,
was something to get used to.
But even that, you know, you were all you were all just upbeat and positive, and that's the thing as well, I think, isn't it? It's just like, right, this is happening. This is how we've got to deal with it. Let's move forwards.
Well, we did say. I mean, I sat down, Rosie, my manager.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked a lot over lockdown, and you know, there were some real opportunities there. I mean, you know, you have to make the best of these opportunities.
Absolutely.
When the salon's closed, great time to do work.
Yeah.
You know, and we did.
Yeah.
We did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
We recruited.
Yeah.
Great. So we're in good shape when we come back.
Great.
And we sat down with the rest of the team and said, look, when we do come back, you know, it's strange. None of us have been in this situation. None of us have been off for this amount of time in our career. And when we come back, we're going to be super busy. The clients have been in the same position. They're desperate to just get out.
Absolutely.
And I said, you know, obviously we do what we do at work, but we got to offer them some normality as well.
Yeah.
So when they come back, what I want to do, I want to make it as normal as I want it to be the same as it was. Okay, we're wearing masks.
Yeah.
Small things, small change in the salon, but as much as we could, I wanted clients to come back and almost feel like it had never happened.
So they've just had a bit of a pause rather than
they should enjoy the time they're in the salon anyway.
Definitely.
And I didn't want them to come back and it be completely different.
Yeah.
It kind of needed to be the same.
Yeah.
There's something quite comforting in that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Because when you did your interior, when you did the redesign, whatever you said, that was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Was it longer?
Over 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years ago already?
Yeah.
Where's the time go?
Yeah.
Timeless though, because it looks fabulous.
It's amazing.
I mean, it looks amazing.
I love it more every day.
I mean, that's something when you create something that is, and I think you've done that actually. In fairness, I think with a lot of the stuff that you put into your space when you first opened, it was timeless. You did all right on that.
No, that was necessity.
I don't want to give you too many compliments.
That was necessity. Do you know what? When we first opened the salon, I mean, you remember, it was about as minimal.
It was minimal.
It was super smart.
It's very smart.
It was minimal.
I like minimal.
And
you wouldn't think it looking around me, but I do actually like minimal. If you come in my house, doesn't look like this.
There were reasons for that. One was money.
Yeah.
I mean, as we know, I just bought. We just bought a building.
Yes.
And then you have to kit it out on that. So it was driven. The design was driven a little bit by that. Keep it simple, you know. However, many years later, I mean, what was it, 5 years ago? So 15 years later, whatever. It was time. It was time to do something. I mean, we're in a very different position. One, we had the money.
Yeah.
And two, I just think looking around at other salons, there was a little bit of lack of imagination, maybe, if that's the right way to put it. Not just salons. I think Tunbridge Wells is evolving.
Yeah,
it's moving. It's becoming a bit more aware of design, style, these things. And we just needed, I don't know, we just needed to make it that salon.
Yeah.
You know, I was really lucky. I brought in a fantastic designer.
You can say who she is.
Justine Barker.
She's amazing.
Barker
I love
Design,
Justine.
who was recommended to me by one of my clients, who's house, and we hit it off straight away. I mean, she came in, and I remember she actually said to me, "You've got to let me do this place," because it's an exciting space. If you're an interior designer, I can imagine it was such a blank canvas.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Yeah.
And I mean, do you know what? We put a lot of faith in her.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
No question. And like I said, I love it more every day. The more I'm in it, the more I love it. But that will evolve.
Of course. But it also, I think
won't stay the same. It will always change.
Yeah. But I think the way that you've created that space where you do come in, I mean, my daughter, you know, who's 9, I mean, every time she's come in, she's like, she just loves it because it just feels like an experience. Yeah. And I think that's what you want to offer people is experiences. Yeah. And like you say, when they come back out of lockdown, I mean, I can't wait to go and to have 3 hours just to sit and drink coffee and chat to you guys and just have some space, because actually
it's just a cool space.
For a lot of us it's a really bit of downtime. I mean, I get quite a lot of work done when I come in and see you guys as well, but what's so what else have you been doing? I mean, I know you've been delivering you've been delivering hair kits and all kinds of things to people. You've been very supportive to your clientele. What else have you been doing in lockdown to sort of keep in touch with all your client base? Because I imagine now they're getting. Have you been getting a few calls, people trying to beg you to come out?
Just a few, yeah.
I've got you in here somehow, you know, but
I know.
There's no tin foil on here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult. I mean, when we went into lockdown, we send an email to all of our clients explaining the situation. I mean, we can supply certain things. You know, those routes ain't doing themselves. So I'm sure a lot of our clients have had a lot of fun with the kits we prepared for them. Yeah. I mean, there's not a great deal you can do.
But you've stayed in touch.
You've been closed down.
Yeah.
And you stay in touch to a degree. I mean, the email is red hot.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
the time. I don't deal with it. Rosie deals with all of that.
Yeah.
And does a brilliant job as well. I mean, obviously now we were talking yesterday, Rose and I, about preparing, maybe coming back.
I'll be fabulous.
We'll find out later, right?
We will find out later.
So now the focus is shifted to preparing for that. What are we going to put out there? You know, we're not going to do anything until we know.
Absolutely.
Definitively. Because I saw a lot of salons made that mistake last time. They said, oh, you're booking people in, and then it changed. No, we wait.
No,
we wait.
Because it is literally you're waiting to get advice. Because that's, you know, with event, there's, you know, an event that I do, obviously, and it's people saying, are you doing it? And I'm like, as it stands today, I can't do it. No. Because it's a no at the moment, and that's it. It's a don't know. Yeah. There's no secret sort of government emails that we're getting sent on the inside that tell us that we can do this or can't. Yeah. We're literally waiting for information like everybody else, which is quite, I found it hard last time just because it was come out and then thought everything was going back to normal, and then it was just like, nope, shut back down. Yeah. So I think people will be a bit more cautious this time, but
I think so.
But hopeful.
I mean, as soon as we get that date in the
amazing.
diary, I mean, God knows what time I'll be starting work that morning, but we're going to be busy, super busy. Yeah. You know, and I'm prepared for that. There'll be no downtime. So it's like I've had all my time off now, and now I'm going to be working for 2 years straight. No.
What have you learnt about yourself, if anything, through lockdown? What have you learnt about yourself?
Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot. I mean, it's been interesting to suddenly be spending a lot of time at home. Yeah. Because I haven't done that since I started working when I was 15. I don't, you know, I work hard. So you do learn a lot. I mean, I think I've learned a lot about what I now want to do. Okay. Not necessarily at work. There are a lot of things in my life that I want to do. You know a lot of them, I'm sure. Like I said, I'm quite a different person outside of work. And I'm, because of my planning, I know how to get them and how to achieve them.
Yeah.
And I'm talking not about money or anything. I'm talking about experiences,
Absolutely.
things I want to do. But I have to organise my business to allow myself the time to do that going forward. I mean, I know how long I've kind of got. I mean, I was 50, last year, you know that.
I can't believe that.
So now I'm working on that next 5-10 year plan. I'm like, right, well, how long do I do this for? How much time have I got to do the things I want to do outside of work?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things I want to do outside of work, as you know, I need to be reasonably fit to do.
You certainly do.
Yeah. So, I need to get things in place at work to allow myself to do that. And I think sitting at home for such a long time during both lockdowns gives you a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
Enjoy the time with the family.
Yeah.
It makes you look at home a little bit differently.
It does.
And I do enjoy it. So, yeah, I mean, in answer to your question, I have learned a lot about myself, and it's been a very positive thing. And I think it's allowed me to make some plans going forward about how I'm going to achieve that balance, that work-life balance. And I think a lot of people are finding that.
Totally.
Achieving that work-life balance. Because let's face it, we're all just working. And now, will it ever go back completely? I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to. I don't know. It's very interesting, isn't it, to sort of think about that? Because I don't know. I sort of said to someone the other day, we've all, certainly in my sort of business as well, doing lots of Zoom meetings, which are great, but also, 3 or 4 Zoom meetings at an hour a day each. It's half your day's gone. And I'm like, is it when we can see each other face to face, is that going to be as well as or less of? Or because I think some people really want to see each other.
Maybe less of.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I think it'd be less travel.
I think there will be less travel, which is good.
That is a good thing. I can't believe it's taken this long. I mean, let's face it, the technology's been there a long time.
It has been there a long time.
People have been reluctant to use it. So this being forced to use it has been a great thing.
But it's interesting. I find it really interesting. And I really wanted to talk to you today as well, because obviously hairdressers, I mean, there's an old saying that goes, hairdressers and funeral directors are never going to go out of work. I mean, it's an awful saying, but it's true, right? Yeah. And actually, this is probably the first time that a pandemic, or not first time a pandemic's affected it, but that actually that industry has been affected, because
I think it's the first time hairdressers have been closed down.
Yeah, literally closed down. And then you've obviously got, like you say, you've got a salon, you've got great staff that you look after, but there's a lot of people out there that just literally have lost their livelihoods in your industry.
Absolutely. I mean, I think in all industry. It's difficult because you can only reflect on your own situation.
Totally.
And that's really hard. I mean, my own situation has been okay. I totally understand there are others that haven't fared nearly as well.
Yeah.
There is another side of it where you think there are a lot of people that go into business that shouldn't.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people whose businesses have been exposed.
Yeah.
That's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, worse for them.
Yeah.
And I sympathise.
Yeah.
But I think people will think a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And plan a little bit better.
Yeah.
Making those decisions to go into business. I mean, I've seen people going in blind to business. And I just wait. And that's not going to go well.
Well, and that's it,
this
isn't it?
has exposed a few things.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. It's definitely the most, I mean, those that have stuck with it and have kept going, because people have said to me, oh, you look busy, everything's great. I'm like, it's hard work, but it's business. That's what you do, isn't it? You keep going. It's not just a bed of roses.
Well, you adapt.
Yeah, of course.
You have to adapt. The businesses that are successful are the ones that adapt. You can't be too rigid. And you adapt to the situation you're in. And it's a unique situation we're in. But, there are still opportunities there.
There's always opportunities.
Like I said, at the moment, during lockdown, we've done a lot of business restructuring behind the scenes. So we're in an even better position when we come back. Possible expansion. Who knows? More.
I'd
who
love
knows?
that.
You don't know, but we're always looking at the opportunities.
I know, yeah.
You can't just be sent home and think, right, I'm just waiting to it. You've got to look at the opportunities. There's always silver lining. You know me, I'm always super positive.
I know you are.
And it's true.
Which is great. That's why we've been friends for so long.
You have to exploit those opportunities.
Totally. And also, I think, what would you say has been like the high, I don't want to say the lowest point. I do always sort of say to people, what's been the lowest point? But what's been the sort of one of the toughest, grittiest points of your career, would you say? Has it been this? I mean, this has been quite good.
No, honestly, no, not at all. Not at all. It's an irritation at best.
But is there something you can think that's
hardest
been really
thing
hard?
to deal with?
Yeah.
Resentment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Got to shake that off. Got to shake that off.
That's hard.
Got to shake that off.
Oh yeah. I mean, but it you know, I think.
Could do a little shake now if you want.
The thing is, I mean, I'm lucky in my career. You know, it's kind of, I do have a way of doing things.
You know,
and it is different to maybe the way the other salons do it.
Yeah.
But it's my way and it works.
Yeah, it does.
And we're 20 years strong.
Yeah, you are.
Stronger now than any year.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's not a bad thing. I think that the hardest thing, resentment. Yeah. I think you give people opportunities.
It's very
hard. I have.
Yeah.
I mean, you know I have.
I know. And I hear you. Yeah. I've done the same.
And unfortunately, not everyone wants to necessarily share your success.
Yeah.
And they will be very active.
Yes. The haters gonna hate.
I love the haters.
The haters are gonna hate.
I love the haters.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, that just means
drives you on.
Yeah, it does.
Drives you on.
Because
it's a hard thing to deal with, though, on a personal level. Because I think, you know, we're very lucky. We have a really strong team at work.
Yeah.
Right now is the happiest I've been at. We've got such a strong team. I've got some incredible hairdressers there, and they're great people, and I enjoy spending time with them. We got rid of the haters.
Good.
I love it.
What's been the high point of your career? Highest point, one of the highest points.
I'm not sure there is one high point.
You've had a few, haven't you?
I'm not sure there is one high point. I do enjoy. I enjoy it every day.
Yeah.
There are challenges. Don't get me wrong. There are days
of course,
you know, that are real challenges. But the highlight of my career, I think. Do you know what? I think honestly, there's an inner satisfaction that comes from 20 plus years of having the business.
Yeah.
And going through all those ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's not a single high point, but there's almost like an inner calm, if that makes sense.
Does make sense.
And it's nice, it's satisfying. A lot of guys get to my age and fall to bits.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got that.
Yeah.
And I think, that is the highlight of my career, that I've got that, and I'm quite happy.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
To have you, I mean, look, for those that don't know, you are how would I describe, an adventurer. You like a good adventure, don't you? I mean, you go walking, or in your private life, you go walking up mountains. I mean, sometimes I see these pictures and I'm like, where is he? What is he doing?
Yeah.
And he's all on his own. I mean, you do some epic adventuring, don't you? And you have done, but you also do a lot with your son, don't you? And
I mean, I love doing that.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I mean,
have you been able to do more of that in the last year? Sort of again, because the outdoors, for a lot of people, Leigh, people are just discovering the outdoors.
I know.
Whereas you've been someone that's always been wanting to go and, you know, discover places and walk and be in the great outdoors.
Yeah. Well, I think what we were talking about earlier, what have I discovered about myself while I've been locked down? You know, this is one of the, I mean, although I've always pushed myself in that respect, you know, I do want to go out into the wilder places on this earth and discover them. Doing that with my son, fantastic. Yeah, he has a love for the outdoors.
Does he?
Yeah, he's really good. He's really, really good. And we're very lucky where we live, actually. I mean, you don't have to go to some of the places I've been to, you know. I mean, you go out the back of our farm where we live, East Sussex, into the wood. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can do so. You could be, to a child, it could be anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know. And we do. We really try and spend that time outside. I like spending time with him, just showing him all the little things with tricks. I'm kind of waiting for him to get old enough so I can take him on a big trip.
My
wife won't let me at the moment. She's like, maybe next year. And that's probably right, actually.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. I mean, for me, as far away from any other person as possible. On my
You're
own,
with
preferably.
people a lot all day, though. I do always find when I know I can sort of chat away to you. There's a lot of energy that you take on with people all day, every day when you're busy in the salon.
My wife can't believe what I do for a living. I'm the most unsociable person in the world. You know that. I'm terrible, but quite happy being like that.
Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not a malicious thing.
It's not.
I'm just really happy being with no one else.
Yeah.
And
introvert, extrovert.
So maybe that's where I find the balance. Maybe the work
or
is
extrovert, introvert.
The work is where I do all my socializing.
Yeah.
But then to balance that out, disappear.
Do you think that's been the most amazing thing about having your career? And because I know that you have other businesses that you do with your wife and your family, and you have other ventures, but focusing on the Leigh Roberts brand, do you find that has been, it's given you that freedom to do what, because you can do what, you can go on holidays, you can go exploring, you can do that with your son. Yeah. It gives you a lot of versatility, doesn't it, to have your own business?
It does.
Create space.
But also, I mean, there's the other side of that where you devote so much time to it.
Yes.
That maybe you don't have quite as much time as you would like to go and explore the wilderness. Yeah. Whatever. Again, what
Finding
I'm thinking during lockdown, it's like I need to create more time.
Yeah.
And to create more time, you need to put a little bit of a different structure in at work, which I'm doing. I mean, I've got some great people coming through, management, a great team of people.
You have.
I suppose for me, over the next 10 years, the business, Leigh Roberts, needs to become less about Leigh Roberts, the person,
and about
the team, the people,
and the people,
and the earlier you put those wheels in motion, the better, which is what we've been doing for the last few years. And again, there's a solid plan with that going forward. Then I'll be off. I'll be living in a cabin in Alaska. That'll be it.
You literally will.
I
have no doubts.
Don't tempt me.
What would you say if you were when we talk about mentoring? Because it does seem crazy, doesn't it, that we're at that stage in our lives when we're starting to mentor, because I'm doing the same and it's great. But what would be, it's difficult to just summarise it in one thing, but if you were going to give some advice to maybe someone that wanted to go out there and set up their own business, what would be your advice you'd give them?
Hairdressing business.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, know the business.
Yeah.
I see many people that do venture into hairdressing businesses that, one, they aren't hairdressers, and two, they aren't business people.
Yeah.
So you've got to be at least one or the other.
Yeah.
Really think about it. Don't just go in blind.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, I've seen it happen in recent years. People going in blind. I can do this. Yeah. Maybe you can't. Really think about yourself first.
Yeah.
It's not the be all and end all having your own business. Some people should.
Yeah.
Some people should not.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
What advice would I give somebody? I mean, really, really research your subject.
You're a good
researcher. Do your plans. Make your plans. Do your business plan. Thoroughly.
I've still to do a business plan, Leigh.
Thoroughly. No, really.
I know.
And it pays off.
I know. Yeah. We always have this conversation. I do like, I love a researcher. I just wish I was one.
You've got to prepare. Well, everyone has their different approach.
But I think it's
mine is preparation.
Yeah.
All preparation. To the point where, sometimes there's over procrastination. You can plan too much as well. But anyone going into business, really research your subject.
Yeah.
Get a solid plan.
Yeah.
And I think now more than ever is that time, because personally, I don't think this is the end of this. I think over the next few years, we may be in similar situations.
Yeah.
And it's tough. You've got a business that's closed down. That's tough.
Absolutely.
Not as tough for us, but for some.
Exactly.
So
well, it just makes you think about it.
Do your homework.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your homework.
So what have we got to look forward to with Leigh Roberts when we get this amazing announcement later that the doors are going to open? What, for anyone that hasn't been to Leigh Roberts, Tell them why they should go. I know why. I mean, I'm just sitting there in all my hair glory, but why, why would...
Do you know, there is no reason to go to Leigh Roberts.
I love that.
There are so many places you can go.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you come to Leigh Roberts?
Absolutely.
I mean,
You've got some great people as well, like you say. So there's
we've got a great team.
Yeah.
We have got a great team.
Yeah.
That is one reason.
Yeah.
Okay. We really have a great team. I think the one thing that maybe sets us apart, and it's always been in my mind, is we don't take ourselves too seriously.
You don't?
No.
Do you think that's why we've managed to bear each other for this many years?
Maybe. Yeah.
Because you don't take me seriously and I don't take you seriously.
I think we do what we do, the service that we do.
Yes.
We always strive to do. I genuinely think we do it the best.
You're very good.
But on the other side, we don't take ourselves too seriously.
And I think that's a really key point in life, is that you can do what you do well.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes with people that work with me, they think, I might be sort of laughing around, but underneath it all, I know what's going on. And it's important that you can have that humour about what's going on, because really sometimes there's nothing else left than to smile and laugh. Right. Because being really intensely stressed out is it's actually not very productive.
No. I don't suffer too much from stress.
You don't suffer too much from stress. I'm getting better, actually. I'm getting better with stress. So where's going to be the first place you're going to visit as soon as you can get your passport and you're allowed to go away?
Oh.
Just imagine that you are literally allowed to go anywhere now. Before we say goodbye to you today, I want a dream spot for you and the
Well,
fam.
I'm always planning. I mean, for me personally, there's a little trip to sort of northwest Iceland that I'm looking at.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's very remote. No one there. Half of it's not even mapped.
I can see you with huskies and a whole gear. I can imagine it now.
Yeah. I mean, that is currently my sort of my next trip.
That's the dream.
With the family,
Yeah.
I mean, we do love the mountains.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we've missed that.
Yeah.
Normally, once, twice a year, we'd be down in Chamonix, skiing, hiking, all of these things.
Yeah.
Lovely. And we've missed that. So maybe hit the mountains somewhere. Depends what time of year it is.
Yeah.
And then for me, a trip away, hopefully Iceland.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And how would you say, just, this just came to light then, about being that person with your team that have been working for you? Because it's been hard to be remote. Have you found that, have you kept in touch with everyone? Because when your team come back together... But when you come back together, you said like Rosie, obviously the manager and everything like that. Are you looking forward to seeing everyone again? I bet.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Of course, it's really nice. That's normal for me to be with that group here. I spend more time with those people than I do my own family.
Yeah, well, they are a family of sorts, aren't they?
Yeah, you do miss them. But I'm not really one for communicating, as you know, online or on
one
phones.
One word is all you get from Leigh Roberts. And okay.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's fine. You know where you stand.
I'm more face to face.
Yeah, you definitely are.
So as far as, keeping in touch with him, no, not so much. Yeah. But we will, as soon as we know, maybe today when we're going to be coming back, then we start that.
As we mean to go on.
Start all that again,
Brilliant. Well, I'm really pleased to talk to you, because I do not want to be doing any hair colouring. I've had to do a little bit of hair colouring and I don't want to be doing that. So I'm very excited, selfishly, for you to be reopening, but also just your positivity. So thank you for coming to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you again maybe when we can talk about, I know there's a few exciting things that we can't talk about yet. Well, there we go. Yeah. We'll be talking about them next time. We'll do part 2 with Leigh Roberts.
It's a deal.
But thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
All right. Thank you.